She was really so much of a consolation to me because of the way she accepted this with so much understanding and so much courage. And
all I have been is disrespectful.
Tamar. This is
I've been called.
So who gets to correct her?
Wait a minute!
Calm down.
In the world of celebrity, glamour always comes with shadows. Even the top black actresses, those who've broken through racial barriers and societal biases to shine with talent and beauty, carry a dark story behind the spotlight that few truly understand. They are stars who light up the screen with their dedication to their craft, but that same devotion often casts a heavy shadow over their daughters' lives. The bond between mother and daughter in the entertainment world isn't always one of shared love. Sometimes it's a silent struggle, weighed down by control, unseen tears, and endings that aren't always happy. The 21 stories I'm about to share are the clearest proof of that. So, brace yourself for some shocks, because I'm about to reveal the dark corners behind these mother-daughter pairs who once took Hollywood by storm. 21. Leslie Ugams, Broadway queen and a shining mother-daughter bond with Danielle Leslie Ugams, a standout name on Broadway, left an indelible mark on entertainment with her stellar roles and prestigious awards. Not just a talented actress, she's a versatile artist with a career spanning from the 1960s. With unforgettable performances in shows like Hallelujah, Baby, 1967, Leslie became an ideal role model for generations of young artists, including her only daughter, Danielle Chambers. In the 1980s, when Danielle was just a little girl, Leslie began planting the seeds of a passion for theater in her daughter's heart. Not only a devoted mom, Leslie was Danielle's first teacher, guiding her into the world of music and dance. On free evenings, Leslie would bring Danielle backstage at Broadway shows she starred in, like Hallelujah, Baby, where the young girl witnessed vibrant performances and learned from gifted artists. There, she didn't just see her mother shine, but began dreaming of her own future on stage. In 1995, when Danielle was grown and starting her own music career, Leslie didn't hesitate to fly overnight from New York to Chicago, where Danielle was performing in the Titanic the Musical tour. Despite a packed schedule with the film Any Given Sunday, Leslie's love for her daughter couldn't be stopped. She proudly told the press that Danielle, with a voice inherited from her mother, could surpass her with the right training. This pride wasn't just in words, but in actions, as Leslie was always there to witness Danielle's every step forward in her artistic journey. In 2010, at a charity show in Harlem, Leslie introduced Danielle as the family's new star, and then joined her daughter to sing an emotional jazz duet. The audience couldn't stop clapping, and the mother-daughter duo lit up the stage with their perfect harmony. In that moment, their bond became a symbol of support, love, and unrelenting ambition. Looking back at age 30, Leslie was already a radiant Broadway star. She won a Tony Award despite facing racial prejudice and the challenges of sustaining a career in entertainment. Danielle, at 30, was just stepping into the arts with youthful beauty, taking part in small plays and tours. Though not as prominent as her mother, she found opportunities in a more open era for black artists. Compared to Leslie, Danielle hasn't reached the same heights of fame. Still, Leslie never pushed her daughter too hard. Thanks to this, their relationship has stayed strong, weathering every storm with resilience. 20. Chip Fields, the harsh mother behind the scenes and a healing journey with daughter Kim Fields. Chip Fields, with her captivating beauty and undeniable talent, was once a bright face in entertainment. Though not as famous as the biggest stars, she built a solid career through roles in films like The Amazing Spider-Man, 1977, and popular TV shows. Beyond acting, Chip ventured into directing and producing, relentlessly chasing her passion despite limited big breaks for black women. Behind that glamour, Chip was a fiercely loving mother who poured her heart into her daughter, Kim Fields, a child star who skyrocketed to fame in the 1980s with The Facts of Life. But their relationship wasn't always harmonious. While Kim wanted to live her own life, Chip couldn't let go of her goal to uphold the family's reputation. This led to years of tension, with misunderstandings nearly breaking their bond for good. In the 1980s, when Kim was just 15, she rose to fame with The Facts of Life. It was a huge opportunity, but also a heavy burden for a teenager. Chip, acting as both mother and manager, controlled every decision in Kim's career. Not only did she tightly manage Kim's schedule, but she also dictated everything related to the family's image. Kim, at a sensitive age, needed space to grow, but she couldn't escape her mother's strict oversight. By 1990, at 21, Kim wanted a break to attend college and explore a life beyond the screen. Chip strongly opposed this. To her, it felt like a deep betrayal, as she'd sacrificed so much to support Kim's success. Their arguments grew heated. Kim felt like a money-making machine and grew weary of a life controlled by her mother. Those days nearly shattered their relationship. Yet Kim proved she could stand on her own. In 1995, with her resounding success in living single, she and her mother began to mend their bond. They collaborated on production projects, and in one film, Chip played Kim's mother, portraying a sweet yet powerful family image. Past conflicts became inspiration for their teamwork, opening a new chapter in their relationship. Compared to the struggles Chip faced at 30, when her career still hadn't taken off, Kim, at 30, had a huge advantage thanks to her mother's support and a more evolved entertainment industry. But dig deeper, and it's clear Chip's own challenges shaped Kim's success, not just in her career, but in their deep, loving mother-daughter bond. 19. Janette Dubois. Good Times star and a stormy. Journey to reunion with daughter Ronnie Janette Dubois, a 1970s entertainment icon, left a lasting mark with her role as Willona Woods in Good Times. With her radiant charm and undeniable talent, she became a star of the small screen. But despite her stage presence, Janette's life wasn't always bright. She faced many challenges, including raising her daughter Ronnie in a world full of pressure and racial discrimination. During Janette's peak fame, Ronnie often felt her mother's absence. Birthdays, milestones, Janette was rarely there. As a child, Ronnie was haunted by feelings of abandonment. Meanwhile, her mother was consumed by major projects and career highs. These painful memories lingered with Ronnie for years. Tensions escalated in 1987 when Ronnie lost her brother Raj Kristogupta to cancer. The immense grief plunged Janette into depression, widening the gap between mother and daughter. At 17, Ronnie felt her mother had poured all her love into her brother, leaving little for her artistic path. Ronnie, craving her own direction, felt unsupported by her mother. In 1992, when Ronnie tried acting in What's Happening, she needed her mother's help. But Janette refused, fearing Ronnie would face the same racial discrimination she had endured. That refusal broke their bond. Ronnie angrily accused her mother of stifling her dreams, feeling trapped by Janette's overprotectiveness, unable to soar freely. Over time, their relationship began to heal. In 2000, when Ronnie joined the Pan-African Film Festival, founded by Janette, they shared moments of reconciliation. Together, they organized the event, and Ronnie supported her mother's work. Past pain became a catalyst for connection. Though old wounds lingered, their love overcame every challenge. At 30, Janette was at her career peak with Good Times. Ronnie, at 30, hadn't achieved her mother's level of success, but steadily carved her own path in a more open industry. When Janette passed away on February 17, 2020, Ronnie wrote a tribute, emphasizing her deep love for her mother despite past tensions. The once wide gap had closed through heartfelt connection, showing Ronnie that her mother was the most important person in her life. 18. Lena Horne, Hollywood icon and resolving conflicts with daughter Gail Lumet Buckley. Lena Horne, a dazzling Hollywood star, was a trailblazer for artists of color in a harsh industry. Famous for films like Stormy Weather, 1943, she broke barriers. Yet, beneath her glamorous career, Lena sacrificed precious family time, especially with her daughter, Gail Lumet Buckley. In the 1940s, as Lena's career soared, she was often away on international tours and Hollywood projects. Gail, young at the time, was sent to relatives in Brooklyn, feeling distant and abandoned. While Lena shone on stage, Gail felt like a shadow in her mother's life, planting the seeds of their early conflicts. In 1950, when Lena divorced Gail's father, Louis Jordan Jones, things grew tenser. At 13, Gail blamed her mother for breaking their family. This sense of betrayal deepened their rift, with frequent heated arguments as Gail grew older. She felt her mother didn't take the time to understand her. By the 1960s, as Gail pursued writing, Lena struggled to accept her daughter's choice. Lena worried Gail was too serious and shouldn't abandon performing for writing. Feeling her dreams were undervalued, Gail grew lonelier. Their relationship drifted until Gail published her first book in 1970, chronicling Black family history. Lena initially feared it exposed too much private life. But a turning point came when Lena read The Hornes. She recognized the value of documenting their legacy and Gail's efforts. Once opposed, Lena became a passionate promoter of her daughter's work. At 30, Lena was a Hollywood star, elegant and talented, but grappling with racism and industry control. At 30, Gail was a young journalist in the vibrant civil rights era, free from her mother's fame pressures, but striving to define herself beyond Lena's shadow. Their differences, from personal choices to careers, created a complex but loving bond. 17. Pearl Bailey. Jazz diva forever shining and a deep mother-daughter bond with Dee Dee. Pearl Bailey, the iconic American singer and actress, was a radiant star of jazz and Broadway. She captivated audiences with her charm, talent, and grace in shows like Carmen Jones, 1954. Few know that, amid her packed schedule, she always reserved space for her deep love for her daughter, Dee Dee Belson. In the 1970s, when Dee Dee was a teenager, music was the thread binding mother and daughter. Pearl was both a strict mentor and a close companion, guiding Dee Dee's growth. A cherished memory came in 1975 when Pearl performed at the White House for President Gerald Ford. She invited her 15-year-old daughter to sing a duet, declaring to the press that Dee Dee would outshine her mother as a star. Those words filled Dee Dee with pride and opened new doors. By 1980, Dee Dee launched her singing career in jazz and pop. With Pearl's introductions, she connected with Las Vegas producers and landed her first gigs. Still, living in her mother's legendary shadow brought pressure. But seeing Pearl on stage reminded Dee Dee that her mother's love and guidance were her strength in the harsh music world. Their bond deepened when Pearl was diagnosed with heart disease in 1988. Dee Dee, a rising singer, canceled shows to care for her mother. On August 17, 1990, Pearl passed away, leaving a void in Dee Dee's heart. Soon after, Dee Dee held a memorial concert, affirming that her mother's love and guidance were her greatest drive. Despite losing her anchor, Dee Dee carried on Pearl's musical legacy. At 30, Pearl was a rising star, overcoming prejudice to claim her place in entertainment. At 30, Dee Dee had her own career, but faced the challenge of her mother's towering legacy, with many hurdles ahead. Through ups and downs, their love and music forged an immortal family legacy. 16. Evelyn Braxton, gospel mother healing bonds with daughter Tamar. Evelyn Braxton, manager of the Braxtons and a resilient mother, became a symbol of sacrifice and unconditional love for her family. With her 5 children, she endured tough years, working part-time to provide for them. Her passion for music and powerful gospel voice fueled her perseverance. Though not a star in the spotlight as a manager, Evelyn was pivotal in her daughters' careers. Yet her relationship with her youngest, Tamar, wasn't as smooth as hoped. From childhood, Tamar faced immense expectations from her mother. As the youngest, she felt pressure to outshine her siblings in the family band. Comparisons left Tamar feeling overlooked and abandoned. Tensions arose in the 1990s when Evelyn pushed Tamar toward a solo career that failed. After a flop debut album with DreamWorks Records, Tamar was dropped. In 2011, on Braxton Family Values, Tamar publicly criticized Evelyn for favoring her eldest sister, Toni, leaving her feeling unrecognized and doubting her talent. The rift deepened in 2013 when Evelyn revealed details of Tamar's turbulent first marriage on TV. Furious, Tamar accused her mother of ruining her image and declared Evelyn had no right to meddle in her personal life. Their heated arguments pushed their bond to a breaking point. But when Evelyn was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019, Tamar changed. She canceled her tour to care for her mother. In that moment, they acknowledged their fight stemmed from deep love. Tamar realized Evelyn's actions were rooted in a desire for her success. Healing began through family therapy, and Tamar credited Evelyn as the inspiration for her 2017 album, Bluebird of Happiness. At 30, Evelyn was a young mother sacrificing for her kids with limited income. At 30, Tamar was rising in entertainment, facing her own challenges, but with opportunities Evelyn never had. Evelyn's relentless support in tough times helped Tamar stand strong and find her own path. 15. Coretta Scott King, Heart of Civil Rights and Tearful Reflections, with daughter Yolanda. Coretta Scott King, wife of Martin Luther King Jr., was an emblem of resilience and courage in the civil rights movement. After her husband's assassination on April 4, 1968, she not only preserved his legacy, but became a powerful leader, founding the Martin Luther King Jr. Center and championing justice. Yet for her daughter Yolanda King, living in her mother's towering shadow wasn't as smooth as people might think. After Martin's death, Coretta was consumed by grief, affecting her bond with Yolanda, then just 13. Coretta poured her energy into civil rights leadership, leaving Yolanda feeling neglected. As a teenager, Yolanda struggled with a lack of emotional support, leading to heated arguments, especially as she faced public scrutiny as the daughter of a civil rights icon. Tensions peaked in 1975 when Yolanda, at 20, pursued a theater career. Coretta, worried Yolanda would stray from the family's social mission, strongly opposed. She felt Yolanda's stage ambitions risked overshadowing their legacy. Yolanda felt trapped by her family's expectations. In 1980, Yolanda publicly criticized Coretta in an interview, accusing her of living for Dad's legacy and denying her own dreams. The words deeply hurt Coretta as a mother. But that interview opened a door to reconciliation. After Yolanda starred in plays about her parents, like King, 1988, Coretta became a fervent supporter, attending her performances. Tragically, Yolanda passed away from heart failure on May 15, 2007. In profound grief, Coretta held a grand memorial for her daughter, emphasizing her boundless love and pride for Yolanda, who had found her own light. At 30, Coretta was a brave woman behind Martin Luther King Jr., facing violence and political pressure. At 30, Yolanda was a passionate actress, wrestling to escape her parents' monumental legacy. Their struggle balanced family ideals with personal freedom. 14. Oracene Price, tennis mentor and a roller coaster. Bond with star daughter Venus Oracene Price, a professional tennis coach, played a crucial role in shaping her daughters Venus and Serena Williams into court legends. In tough times, she was both a devoted mother and a strict coach, pushing her girls to surpass their limits. Yet behind her strength lies a story of conflict and bottled emotions. In the early 1990s, as Oracene guided Venus and Serena into professional tennis, her bond with Serena was stable, but with Venus, cracks began to form. As a teen, Venus found her mother overly harsh, constantly demanding more effort. Oracene rarely let her pause, insisting on extra practice to beat tough opponents. The pressure left Venus feeling stifled, craving the freedom she longed for. The clash erupted in 1999 when Venus, at 19, lost in the U.S. Open semifinals. She felt she couldn't endure her mother's tight control anymore. Venus voiced her frustration, saying Oracene pushed her to the limit, sparking a fierce conflict. Her desire for independence and control over her career made her feel trapped in a world of pressure and expectations. The strain deepened in 2003 when Oracene divorced Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's father. Caught between her parents, Venus felt her bond with her mother grew heavier, believing Oracene favored Serena in training. Feeling sidelined and alone, Venus struggled on her journey. The turning point came in 2005 when Venus won Wimbledon. In her radiant victory, she rushed to the stands, embracing Oracene, who had quietly supported her. That moment showed Venus that her mother's strictness was the foundation of her glory. Their bond transformed, and they became close partners in charity projects, notably Venus's 2010 Tennis Academy, backed by Oracene's steadfast support. At 30, Oracene was a single mother in Compton, California, working as a nurse to raise her kids. At 30, Venus was a global star with 7 Grand Slam titles, but facing immense fame-driven pressure. Venus acknowledged that without her mother's rigor, she wouldn't have shone so brightly. 13. Eartha Kitt, seductive queen and a strained bond with daughter Kit Shapiro. Eartha Kitt, the queen of stage and music, was an icon of allure, talent, and grit. Rising from a tough childhood, she became a global star with hits like C'est Bon and mesmerizing performances. Not just a great artist, Eartha was a fierce woman, but her life wasn't all joy. It was an internal battle between career and family, between spotlight and love for her child. As a young girl, Kit Shapiro, Eartha's youngest daughter, often felt her mother was a stranger. In the 1960s, as Eartha toured globally, she left Kit with nannies. At 5 to 10 years old, Kit felt lonely. In letters to her mother, she blamed Eartha for choosing the stage over family. Tensions exploded in 1968 when Eartha was blacklisted by the U.S. government after her anti-Vietnam War remarks at the White House. Her career took a hit and finances grew tight. At 7, Kit saw her mother become stressed and distant. Loneliness deepened and Kit felt abandoned amid national turmoil. By 1980, at 19, tensions rose again. Kit wanted to pursue fashion, but Eartha, with her sharp artistic views, called it frivolous. Feeling controlled and misunderstood, Kit clashed fiercely with her mother over her chosen path. They stopped speaking for a time. When Eartha was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2006, Kit chose to mend their bond, staying by her mother's side through tough days. They shared emotional moments, talking about the past, love, and misunderstandings. Kit helped finish Eartha's projects, and they grew closer than ever. After Eartha's death on December 25, 2008, Kit wrote Eartha and Kit in 2021, recounting their painful yet loving mother-daughter story and the lessons Eartha taught about Black culture in Europe and music. At 30, Eartha was a global star, facing racism and fame's pressures. At 30, Kit was starting her fashion career, free from her mother's barriers, but carving her own path. Through every challenge, their mother-daughter bond endured as proof of their unbreakable blood tie. 12. Diahann Carroll, Hollywood trailblazer and tearful confessions with Suzanne Diahann Carroll, a legendary Hollywood star, made history as a Black icon on the small screen. With her elegant beauty and exceptional talent, she shone in musicals like No Strings and broke ground with her starring role in Julia, 1968-1971, the first black actress to lead a TV series, shattering industry barriers. Yet, behind the glamour, her life with her daughter Suzanne Kay was fraught with conflict, leaving deep scars. In the 1970s, at the height of her Julia fame, Diahann had little time for family. Suzanne, then young, often saw her mother absent, missing school performances. This absence planted feelings of abandonment, turning childhood tears into lasting sorrow. By 1980, when Suzanne, at 20, chose journalism, their bond grew tenser. Diahann, basking in stage glory, wanted Suzanne to follow in her acting footsteps to carry the family legacy. Suzanne felt her dreams and abilities were dismissed. Heated arguments followed, and she felt stifled by her mother's expectations. In 1990, after Diahann's third divorce, their gap widened. Suzanne publicly blamed her mother for prioritizing love over family, while Diahann felt hurt, believing she was misunderstood. But things didn't stay broken. In 2000, when Suzanne produced a documentary on Black heritage, Diahann contributed, opening a path to reconciliation. She realized her career, while bringing fame, had burdened her daughter. On October 4, 2019, when Diahann passed, Suzanne wrote a tribute, recalling memories with her mother. Despite misunderstandings and pain, Diahann's love and sacrifice remained etched in her heart. At 30, Diahann was a rising star, elegant yet burdened by being a black woman's role model on TV. At 30, Suzanne was a young journalist working for small papers and indie films, striving to escape her mother's vast shadow. Their separate paths made for a complex story, but they found common ground to navigate life's storms together. 11. Ruby Dee, civil rights flame and tearful whispers with daughter Nora. Ruby Dee, a stage and screen legend, was known for the Jackie Robinson story and her civil rights activism. With her fierce beauty and talent, she shone on screen while fighting for black rights. But behind the spotlight, her family life with daughter Nora Davis Day was fraught with unresolved tensions. In the 1960s, as Ruby juggled art projects and activism, young Nora often felt her mother's absence. Ruby's absence from school events left Nora crying alone. By 1970, at 17, Nora pursued acting. Ruby opposed, fearing her daughter would face the same harsh racism she endured. Tensions flared into the 1980s as Nora built her own career. She felt Ruby stifled her creativity by tying her to family projects, especially plays by Ossie Davis. The clash peaked in 1990 when Nora refused a role in Ruby's project, deeply hurting her mother, who felt Nora rejected their legacy. Through years of conflict, they found connection in 2000 when Nora produced a play honoring her parents. Ruby became her biggest supporter, attending Nora's shows. When Ruby passed on June 11, 2014, Nora held a memorial expressing deep love for her mother despite their stormy past. 10. Diana Ross, Motown star and a showdown with daughter Tracy. Diana Ross, the Motown icon, dazzled with timeless hits and legendary performances, becoming one of the 20th century's most influential artists. In the 1980s, as Diana toured globally, her daughter, Tracy Ellis Ross, often felt lonely and neglected, raised by nannies alongside her siblings. With an already strained bond, tensions grew when Tracy, at 18, wanted to model. Diana fiercely opposed, fearing the fashion world would ruin her daughter's future. To Tracy, this felt like a lack of trust in her abilities. By 2000, as Tracy found success with girlfriends, she publicly criticized Diana for not supporting her early career. Tracy felt Diana pushed her toward music instead of her own path. The rift deepened in 2005 when Tracy skipped a Motown event Diana hosted. Hurt, Diana felt her daughter didn't value the musical legacy she'd built. Time healed their wounds. In 2015, Tracy invited Diana to the Blackish set. From then, Diana became her biggest supporter, proud of Tracy's achievements. When Tracy won a Golden Globe in 2017, Diana saw it as a shared family triumph. 9. Phylicia Rashad, Broadway spotlight in a radiant bond with Condola Phylicia Rashad, a Broadway icon, famed for major roles and a Tony Award, cemented her legendary status in entertainment. In the 1990s, when her daughter Condola was young, Phylicia brought her to the Cosby Show set, letting her observe and learn acting. Condola quickly felt the stage's pull, but the journey wasn't easy. In 2000, at 14, Phylicia declared Condola would surpass her as a Broadway star. It was a lofty expectation, hoping Condola could escape her mother's shadow. By 2010, when Condola landed a lead in Stick Fly, Phylicia passed her the spotlight, guiding her every step. Condola's career, nurtured by her mother's heart and hands, boasted roles from A Doll's House Part 2 to shared stage moments. Each performance showcased their unique love and bond. When Phylicia won her Tony in 2004, she thanked Condola, her greatest inspiration throughout her career. 8. Gladys Knight, Motown soul and a scarred bond with Kenya Gladys Knight, the Empress of Soul, is a music icon with timeless hits like Midnight Train to Georgia. A leading star of the Pips, few know the silent sacrifices behind her brilliance. In the 1970s, at her career's peak, her daughter Kenya often felt unloved. When Gladys missed school performances, Kenya felt abandoned, carrying resentment. Tensions spiked in 1980 when Kenya, at 17, wanted a music career. Gladys, fearing the industry's harshness, fiercely opposed. Heated arguments persisted for years. In the 1990s, as Kenya began producing music, she openly clashed with Gladys over her lack of faith. The breaking point came in 1995 when Kenya refused a joint project, wounding Gladys deeply. Reconciliation began in 2000 when Kenya produced an album honoring the Pips, narrowing their gap. Gladys became her biggest cheerleader, proudly calling Kenya the musical brain of the family. 7. Donna Summer, disco queen and reconciliation. Behind the spotlight with Brooklyn, Donna Summer, the queen of disco, ruled charts with hits like Thank God It's Friday. But behind the dazzling lights, her life was fraught with stress and pressure. In the 1980s, as Donna toured the disco scene, her daughter Brooklyn often stayed with nannies, feeling disconnected. Tensions flared when Brooklyn, at 14, wanted a music career. Donna, fearing the industry's pitfalls she'd faced, tried to stop her. As Brooklyn grew, she felt her mother didn't trust her abilities. The strain grew in 2000 when Brooklyn began acting and resented Donna for missing her first performance. In 2005, when Donna hid her depression diagnosis, their distance widened. They reconnected when Brooklyn joined My Wife and Kids, and Donna, overcoming her struggles, showed up to cheer. After Donna's death on May 17, 2012, Brooklyn produced a documentary about her, a tribute to her mother, erasing past misunderstandings. 6. Sarah Vaughan, eternal jazz voice and a painful distance with Paris. Sarah Vaughan, the Divine One, was a jazz legend with hits like Misty. Her life was tied to the stage, but behind the glamour lay a family tragedy. In the 1960s, as Sarah toured globally, her daughter Paris grew up distant, craving her mother's love. In her diary, young Paris wrote that her mother chose music over family. Tensions rose in 1980 when Paris, at 19, wanted to act. Sarah opposed, fearing the industry's harshness. The gap widened when Paris felt her mother didn't believe in her dreams. In 1985, when Paris landed a small off-Broadway role, Sarah refused to attend. Diagnosed with lung cancer in 1989, Sarah's distance persisted. Only after her death on April 3, 1990, when Paris joined a memorial concert, did she realize their love endured despite conflicts. 5. Cissy Houston, gospel diva, and a challenging bond with Whitney Cissy Houston, a gospel legend who backed stars like Aretha Franklin, captivated with her warm voice. but her artistic path sparked fierce conflicts with her daughter, Whitney Houston. As a child, Whitney was often alone while Cissy worked as a backup singer. Missing school performances, Cissy left Whitney feeling forgotten. Tensions grew when Whitney became a star in 1985, but Cissy criticized her for choosing pop over gospel. The hurt deepened when Cissy declined a role in The Bodyguard, tied to Whitney's fame. In 2000, as Whitney faced personal struggles, Cissy's attempts to help were rebuffed. They reconnected in 2007 when Whitney, post-divorce, needed her mother's support. After Whitney's death on February 11, 2012, Cissy held a grand memorial, proving their love never faded despite painful rifts. 4. Nina Simone, civil rights voice and a painful void with Lisa. Nina Simone, a music and civil rights legend, was an unyielding 20th century icon with classics like I Put a Spell on You. But her activism caused a tragic rift with her daughter Lisa. In the 1960s, as Nina poured herself into music and civil rights, Lisa felt lonely and abandoned, blaming her, mother, for prioritizing work. Tensions flared when Lisa wanted a music career, but Nina opposed, fearing the pain she'd endured. Nina's absence from Lisa's key performances left deep scars. Her bipolar disorder diagnosis led to extreme actions, further alienating Lisa. Only after Nina's death on April 21, 2003, when Lisa produced a documentary about her, did she fully grasp her mother's struggles and their enduring love. 3. Marla Gibbs, small screen star and a warm bond with Angela Marla Gibbs, a major entertainment figure, is tied to the Jeffersons and numerous TV shows. She's not just an icon, but a huge inspiration to her daughter. In the 1960s, when Angela was a girl, Marla brought her to sets, sparking her passion for acting. In 1975, at her Jeffersons peak, Marla gave Angela a small role. She proudly told the press Angela would become a comedy star. Angela's name gained notice. By 1990, as Angela began producing, Marla supported her, connecting her with top Hollywood directors. Angela's path from indie projects to Hacks in 2021 reflects Marla's unwavering love and support. Theirs is not just a mother-daughter bond, but a true partnership. 2. Minnie Riperton, timeless soul voice and lingering pain. With Minnie Riperton, a soul and R&B legend, conquered the world with her extraordinary voice and hit Lovin' You. In the 1970s, during Minnie's tour-packed success, her daughter Maya Rudolph often missed her mother's care. Minnie's death on July 12, 1979, when Maya was 7, left an unfillable void. As Maya began her comedy career in 1990, she regretted missing her mother's guidance in key moments. Joining Saturday Night Live in 2000, constant comparisons to Minnie's voice overwhelmed her, leading her to avoid mentioning her mother in interviews. Yet her love and pride for Minnie's legacy never faded. In 2010, Maya produced a tribute album of Minnie's hits, honoring her mother and affirming their deep bond. 1. Debbie Allen, dance flame and a blazing bond with Vivian Debbie Allen, a stage and screen icon, made her mark as Lydia Grant in fame and excelled as a director and choreographer. A trailblazer, she faced challenges to carve her place. In her personal life, Debbie and her daughter Vivian Nicole Allen share a special bond, rooted in their shared love for dance and theater. In the 1990s, when Vivian was young, Debbie brought her to fame rehearsals and dance classes, inspiring her. At 16, Vivian performed in a play Debbie directed, and Debbie proudly declared her daughter would be a stellar choreographer. By 2010, as Vivian began her Broadway career, Debbie guided her, connecting her with top directors. The journey wasn't easy. Vivian felt her mother's shadow looming, creating relentless pressure. Yet, with Debbie's love and support, she overcame challenges, delivering emotional performances that showcased their passion and the strength of their bond, ignited through art. See? Behind the glamour lie shadows few see, pains rarely shared fully. You probably didn't expect mother-daughter bonds in the celebrity world to be so complex and turbulent. Not every daughter, building her own career and fame, can escape her mother's towering shadow. Some drown in cruel comparisons, pressure, and unspoken pain. If these stories touched your heart, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into Hollywood's hidden corners, hit subscribe to stay with us. More secrets await you.